Hello and welcome to yet another interesting session on the 9 traits in every high performer. Yes, it's another pearl from the wisdom waves. Now, today we are going to be diving into 9 essential traits that set high performers apart. Whether it's business, whether it's sports or personal life, these traits define success. So come on, let's explore how we can cultivate them to elevate our performance. Now, the question number 1, why do some people achieve extraordinary success while others struggle? High performers consistently embody key habits that drive success. Now, do one thing. Think about the successful people you know. What sets them apart? High performers don't just work harder, they work smarter. They embody habits that drive long-term success. Before we dive into it, let's take a quick poll. Now, which of these traits do you think are the most critical? So go ahead, mention it to us in the comment sections while we start. Trait number 1, get the right things done. Now remember, productivity is not always about doing more, but doing what matters the most, isn't it? Now, first thing that you need to do is prioritize your tasks. Prioritize the high impact tasks. Now you remember we had done the Eisenhower matrix in a few videos where we had discussed that the tasks can be prioritized based on the urgency versus importance. The best performers don't just stay busy, they focus on what truly moves the needle. The Warren Buffett's famous 5/25 rule is a great example. Now, what he has to say is identify 12 goals, prioritize the top 5, and then ignore the rest. So, tell me one thing, are you focusing on your top 5 priorities? Let's get thinking. Now, trait number 2, develop self-awareness. The main thing that the high performers are aware of is they know what their strengths are, what their weaknesses are, and the triggers which are the keys to improvement. Now, self-awareness is the foundation of growth. Oprah Winfrey once said, "The greatest discovery of all time is that the person can change his future by merely changing his attitude." Now that is a very, very important comment. Now remember, reflect daily what's working, what's not working, and how can you improve it. Moving on to trait number 3, master communications. Now remember one thing, unless and until you are able to articulate your idea clearly and listen actively, you can't be performing good. Remember, communication is everything. Steve Jobs didn't just create great products. He made people believe in them. Whether it's the pitch or an email or a speech, clarity and storytelling matter. Okay, see, basically you may be good at presenting, but then if you are not able to communicate your ideas effectively, the whole idea goes waste. So think about it. Are you communicating properly? Trait number 4, build emotional intelligence. Understanding and managing emotions enhances decision making. High performers don't just rely on intelligence. Okay, so we cannot say that this person is intelligent, so he's going to be a high performer. No, they harness emotional intelligence. Now we know a story about Satya Nadella. who reshaped Microsoft by fostering a culture of empathy and emotional awareness. Now, can you just recall a moment when emotional intelligence helped you to navigate through a challenge? Think about it. We have been doing videos on emotional intelligence, so you can check the podcast for the same. Trait number 5: high performers manage their time effectively. Now, we all have to believe in one fact, that time is the most precious resource that we have, because once gone, we cannot get it. We have no way of turning the wheel reverse. So remember that time has to be valued and it has to be managed effectively. Now, we all know Elon Musk, right? He runs multiple companies, and the thing is, all those companies are successful. Now just imagine the founder of those companies is so productive. How? Because he follows a strict time blocking schedule, ensuring every minute is accounted for. Okay, so maybe what he does is he puts his day, or he divides his day into blocks, and each block is dedicated to work with full focus on one of his companies. Now just imagine that during that focused time, he is not worried about the rest of his business. He's only focused on that one simple company, isn't it? So see, that's how your focus should be. When you prioritize, when you have identified your 5 tasks, you know your 5 priorities, focus on each one of them. And when you're focusing on one, forget the rest. That's how you will be able to manage your time effectively and give equal importance to all your tasks. Then, trait number 6, turn the mistakes into growth. Okay, now remember always, high performers also fail. It's not that they are the ones who are gifted and everything that they're going to do is always going to land up right. No, it's not going to happen that way. What you have to do is, you have to treat your mistakes as stepping stones, and you don't have to treat them as setbacks. Right? Now we all know Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. What would you have done if you were there instead of him? Most of us would have felt sad, cried for a few more days, and hated the sport altogether. But Michael Jordan didn't do that. He took that cut from his high school basketball team as a motivation. Now that's where your growth mindset works. Check the podcast for a detailed video. And then, high performers always elevate their team. Now remember, success doesn't come to individuals alone. It's not for just individuals. High performers will always uplift others, isn't it? Now we all know Indra Nooyi, the former CEO of PepsiCo. You know what she did? She wrote personal letters to all the employees' parents and mentioned the great work that their child was doing for the company. She appreciated the efforts and the contribution made by all her employees to their parents. Now just imagine how happy and how proud that might make the parents feel, isn't it? Now that's an interesting task. Now coming to trait number 8, protect their focus. Now remember, distraction is the enemy of greatness. Now here, remember, a person who focuses achieves more, and we all know that, isn't it? But then, if there are distractions, what do? Your focus gets shifted. So what you need to do is ensure that your team also gets an environment where they can focus and work more productively. You know Bill Gates. Bill Gates takes think weeks for deep focus and innovation. Okay, now here the team is given time to think and focus. Now, trait number 9, do more than work. Now, balance fuels long-term success. Now, when we say you need to work, okay, all of us will do our work and we will be very happy about it, isn't it? But then you need to do something more, because just doing a routine task every day, getting up in the morning, doing your household work, going to your office, coming back in the office, same meeting, same email, same people, same discussions, what happens? After a certain time, you get worn out. So what is suggested is include your hobbies. Make time for your hobbies, which will give you new energy to work better. Now, Richard Branson believes in working hard, but also playing hard. A well-balanced life keeps you energized and motivated. Now tell me, what's that one passion outside the work that brings you joy? Think about it. Make a note of it. So while you do work all time, take out time for your hobbies too. Now that was all from us for today. See you next time in the next video. Meanwhile, remember, high performance is not an accident. It's a series of intentional habits. Now tell me, which of these traits resonated with you the most? So, we'll discuss that and take your performance to next level. Please feel free to mention your feedbacks in the comment section. And if you feel that this video brought some value add to your working, go ahead, like, share and subscribe. Thank you so much for your time, and we will see you again very soon. Take care.